So I am here with the infamous Emma Jenks today, who is one of the anglers that people will know, one of the popular anglers on the circuit. But also I know she is soon going to be going into match organising and setting up her own female-only leagues. So I thought this is a good time to work with Emma on the hot fishing platform to set up some of her leagues and go through the process, because I know that this is what a lot of people are going through at the minute. They like the idea of using hot fishing, the idea of scoring the matches. It's just unfamiliar the first time. So if we can actually go through the process, I'm sure Emma's going to have questions that everybody's got. This has not been pre-scripted or anything. We're going to go through this fresh. So I just want you guys to see how easy this is, and then hopefully you'll give it a go, because this is more than, the reason Emma and I speak, that we care. This is not just about scoring any one fishing match. This is about raising the profile of match fishing as a whole. And I think a sport that is run professionally, still on scribbles of damp paper, is not going to get to the next level, that it's not going to become kind of more publicly acceptable. So again, this is a first step of creating some infrastructure and some polish on the sport, so we can take it to the next level. Is that fair to say, Emma?
Yes, definitely. I think everything's going digital nowadays, and I think we need to follow suit, otherwise we may well fall behind.
Exactly. And this is trying to make it as easy as possible, but it's like anything, it takes a bit of practice the first time, so it's hopefully easy. We'll go through the process. So we're going to create a fake dummy league now, Emma. We're going to go through all the process and so that people can see how it's done. So we're sharing your screen, so you're actually going to be going through this. So if we're going to create a league, if you click into leagues,
okay,
and you don't have any leagues yet, so you would click add new league. And you'll see the first thing you're prompted to do is to import some league rules. So you can create your league rules in here, so it knows that any matches you attach to that league, apply these rules to. So if you click import league rules and add new rules. So let's give these rules a name. So let's just call it women's test or something. Yeah, you're getting all these help topics, prompt them up, but you've got a live help here with me, so don't worry about them. Cool. Now, when I first created this, I thought I'd be able to do hot fishing in a couple of weeks, but the weird and crazy rules that everybody has for fishing matches means it's taken years to get to this point. So I'm hoping now, no matter how mental your rules are, we can factor them in here. So let's kind of go through it. So the first thing you can see prompted, is it going to be a points or weights league? So let's say points.
Yep.
Is it going to be first place low or first place high?
Okay.
Are you going to do first place low?
Yes, I think so, just to make things simple.
Yeah, so we'll keep it at that. So then do you do your points by section, by zone, or for overall match?
Go with section.
Cool. So then will you place secondly by weight? So if people were matched on points and the top angler had a heavier weight, that top angler would win. So if that is the case, click that to yes. That seems like such a silly thing, but like
you never know, do you?
You never know. Like people will go, oh, that's stupid, you would never do that. And then someone will sign up tomorrow that wants to do that. So like I say, every variable has to be in here. So now it's got your section placed points. So if you click into that, so I know you're not going to know the full answer to this now, but let's say you're going to have sections of 5, for example. So if you go down to 5 and click that, click set. Now you can put first place, you can change first place will get 1 point.
Okay.
And you can change that. But now if you have a league, let's say you have highest points for first place, you might choose to give first place 10, second place 9, third place 8, and then everyone else, they might get different points. So again, no matter how you do your scoring, you can change it here. The unplaced threshold points is what you'll often see is people say, right, the top 3 get 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 or whatever it is, and then everyone outside the top 10 gets flat 3 points or whatever it is. So that would be what the unplaced threshold points would be.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So if you scroll down, so some matches give attendance points. You get a point just for turning up. So now this is obviously for leagues. Like there are lots of statuses people have. They didn't weigh, they left early, they didn't turn up, they didn't show up, all these different things. So you can create rules, a different scoring for whatever they are. So did not weigh, they can either get the threshold points, the worst place points. So that means if worst place points, let's say they came in third place, they get the third place points. It doesn't matter that they got a did not weigh. Incremental points would mean sometimes you kind of add on points if they didn't weigh. Absolute points, if you click into absolute points, that would mean regardless of your position, you would get 1 point or 0 points or whatever it is. What would yours be? Do you know that yet?
No, I think for me, because I've never organised a match in my life, I'll keep it as basic as I can. But I know there's probably people out there who are more experienced and know what they're doing. So it's nice for them to see how you'd go about doing it on hot fishing.
Do you know what? So many people that have run leagues for a long time, once they put their matches in here and score it, which is based on like logic, they realise that their rules don't make sense. Like, for example, if you're first place low and someone doesn't turn up, they were just giving them no points, but at the end of the season they were winning, because if you get 0 points every match, you get top of the league. So you kind of, it's a logic that, oh shit, we need to give some sort of penalty for not turning up. It has to be less, it has to be more than 1 point.
Makes
so
sense.
Just scroll down, so then you can do each of these statuses for left early, no show, did not book. So again, what's good about this is you can score a couple of matches, see how the rules look, and if they don't look right or you realize we need to change something, you can just change it in here, click save again, and it'll reapply all those rules to your matches. Whereas if you'd have done it on paper and shared it and it doesn't look right, you change it. So you can kind of play around in your own time to make sure it all looks right.
So if I wanted to, before the league starts, could I have a play about and pretend that we've entered some weights in and see how the points look?
100%.
And then adjust it accordingly.
I absolutely suggest that people do that first. Don't go absolutely kamikaze on the bank the first day trying to use all this. Like, do some test matches. I'm here to help as much as you need. I mean, we're actually doing a test match now, but absolutely play around with it, get comfortable with it, and then start to score your matches. So if you scroll down a little bit more, so you can do best league sessions and worst league sessions. So again, this is a nice one for taking the calculations off you. So you might have a 10 match league, but only your best 8 sessions count. Yeah. So if you put that in here, it will automatically, after 8 sessions, start to knock off the weights of the people that are doing that, which is a really nice tool. But it shows you you can actually see that the weight that they got or the points that they got, and it's got a strike through to show we're not counting this. So again, it's just nice that everybody has the visibility. Like feedback I got to the organisers that they're always getting people before matches, especially a couple of matches into the league, saying, what are my points, what am I on, all this kind of stuff. And it just becomes a hassle. You spend most of your time as an organiser just responding to anglers. So just scroll down a bit more. Match place positions means sometimes if you win your section, you might get so much points, but then if you win the overall match, you might also get additional points added to that as well. So you can add that in here as well. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Great. And you can see I've tried to make it nice and logical. You go through, and if anything's wrong, you can go through and tweak it. So if you just click save when you're ready. And if we give the league a name, and click save at the bottom.
There we go.
Right, we've created our league. We've created our league rules. So now anything match that's added to that league, it knows to apply those rules. You don't need to do it for each individual match. So now let's add some anglers to that league. So if you click into the league, you see here you've got options to add your matches to the league and your competing individuals. So let's add a couple of anglers first. Let's just add 3. Now let's just pick 3 that are already in the platform. So if you click select competing anglers, so you can see here, you can just start to tap any of the names of anglers once you can see their names. So once you've added all your anglers once, you can just tap their names and it will add them to the match.
Okay.
One angler I am going to ask you to add is Doug Robinson, because he is the bastion of how to fill out your profile properly, and I want to show you his account.
This one?
Yeah. And I just pick any 2 anglers. There you go. And what you can see here is it shows you the added by. So any angler that's added to the platform by any other organizer is going to appear in here, because what the anglers also get is their own account. So if you as an angler are added to a match by Partridge and then Lindholm and then your own matches, if they're using your same account, when you log into your angler account on Hot Fishing, all those results are going to pull together in one place. So it's a nice way for the anglers to keep everything together. And I'll show you an example of that in a minute. So you can see you've added your anglers there, and like the first time you add your anglers might take a little bit of time, but once you've done it, you can literally just tap them. But because we're adding these anglers on a league level, it will automatically pull them through to every single match. You don't need to add them each time. So if you click save at the bottom of the screen, cool. Anglers added, nice and simple. All okay so far?
Yeah. And if I've got them on a spreadsheet, for example, would I be able to just import those nice and easy?
Yeah. Do you have any now that you can do?
I've got anglers up to 1 to 8, I think it is.
Okay. I mean, do you want to put a few of those in now?
We can give it a go.
So if you click the competing individuals tab, you can see that third option down called import angler list. Okay. Now, whether you've got these copy and pasted in an email, a spreadsheet, whatever, you can just paste your names into there.
Just like that. Am I doing that right?
Yeah. We paste them in.
Oh.
And so the reason that they're red is because we're not going to import all these, but red means I think this angler is already in the system. Do you want to check before you do it? So if you click one of the red ones, one of the pink, look, it's saying, look, I've already got this angler in here that looks similar to that, and it shows you underneath the organizer that added them. So what we're trying to do is remove duplicates, because if the angler's got an account, they obviously want everything pulled into their account. So if you click cancel, the green means I've already got this angler in the system, and the grey means if you just tap the grey, it means cool, I'm going to import this now. So we won't do these now because we've already added some anglers, but you can see it's a really quick way of adding all your anglers, especially if it's a big event in particular. Cool. Okay, so now let's add a couple of matches to the league. So if you click matches in league, add match, add new league match. So if you click into venue now, most venues are in here now, because any venue added by any organizer is appearing in here. But if it's not, you can just click add new venue. So just click Partridge. Now, if there are multiple waters for your match, you can select them here as well. You can see we've added this feature in here now as well called request to change, because let's say someone else added a venue and they didn't add all the waters, or they did something wrong. You can click request to change and that'll ping to the person that added that, and it will add it for you. Brilliant. So let's not worry about that one now. So let's just click cancel.
Let's go with Hobart. Select.
Yep. To give the match name, just call this maybe League Match 1. We're going to do one match and score it so people can see how to do that, and we'll do one in the future so people can see how they look as well. So if you just change, so you can see here, we don't need to go through all these details, so you can have descriptions, meeting points. And the reason this is useful is because if it's a league, everyone's going to know this stuff, but for open matches, people can search for matches on the Hot Fishing platform as well. So the more detail you put, that people will find them, be able to find those matches easier.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you change the date to yesterday, because we're going to score this one.
There we go.
Great. And so you can set your draw time, start time, finish time. And this is for the anglers in the match, but also again, you can search by that. I want to search by matches on a Wednesday up north, that start after 10 o'clock or whatever it is. We've created the search ability to be able to do that. So if you click save, and I think that's something the sport has always needed, isn't it? Like the results and upcoming matches they're just spread everywhere across the internet, and I think we just needed one central place to be able to find them.
Acts as that hub, doesn't it, to save scouring through loads of websites or going through social media trying to find details of who to ring and etc. And it's all in one place. If you're new to match fishing like I was a few years back, then this makes things so much easier.
100%, and that's one of the things, like, make it better for the anglers and the organisers, but it's also creating a vehicle to get new and younger people into the sport. Like, I think those two things can't be mutually exclusive, and I think that's part of what we said at the start of just raising the profile of the sport is showing that it's got some structure and some organisation. So you can see how easy it was to add a match. Let's add another match. We're going to do one in the future, so we'll call this one League Match 2. So you can see when the venues are already in there, it's much easier. And if we just change the date to this to some date in the future, any date.
Okay. Save.
Save. And save again. Cool. So we've created our league, we've created our rules, we've added a couple of matches, and we've added our anglers. Like that. That's it. Like I say, pretty not difficult, and we've done that pretty quick. Now let's score one of those matches. So if you click the back button, so let's say you've gone away now, you've got on with your life, and it's match day, and you log in. So you'd log in, you'd see it like this. So you would click into matches. And you can see those matches we've now created are appearing under results entry at the bottom. They're appearing there because it's like, you've created these matches, you now need to score them. So if you click League Match 1, you can see, because we've added those anglers on the league level, they're already appearing in that match. So you don't need to add them every single time. But if you did want to add a new angler, if they just turned up, you can see you have all the options there to still select competing anglers and do all that stuff as well.
Okay.
So if you click across if you scroll across now to allocate sections and pegs. So there are a couple of ways in which you can do this. If people are coming up and drawing out a bag on the day, you can have someone there tapping them in. So let's say if you click Chris Jenks, let's say he drew peg 1 on section A. You can just tap them and do it that way. You can just go through and do it. So the other way you can do it, and this was created during lockdown, is the ability to do an auto peg draw. Some people love this. Some people still love the magic of the draw. This was created when we had to social distance and we had no choice, but some people still like it. So if you click the auto peg draw option, what this lets you do is you can select your section sizes. I mean, we've only got 3 in this match, so it doesn't really matter, but you can change your section size. Now, if you click that first water valid peg ranges drop down, what this is saying is these are all the pegs on that water that you've added, but do you want to remove any from this draw? Let's say, pegs 1, 13 and 12 are crap, for example. So if you tap a couple of those, you can actually remove them from the auto peg draw. And if you scroll down, suggest these positions. If you scroll down again, it's saying, yep, I've given them all a peg. I mean, there's only 3, so it's not looking right. And if you click use these positions, you can see it's given them a peg. And if that was a bigger match and you say sections of 4, 3, whatever, it's going to do them all for you. I know a lot of the organisers like this because when they were having to do the draw the night before a match, if people were getting a crap peg, they weren't turning up on the day. So this was letting the organiser do it really quickly on the day. Like I say, it's an optional feature. Some people love it. Some like the magic of the draw. I get both ways. What do you think you will do?
Sure, yeah. I'll see how match one goes, to be honest. I could see this saving a lot of time and a lot of hassle, especially as I'm going to be learning as I go along, really. So I'll give both a go and see what happens, really.
Great. Okay, so if we click save. Now it's the end of the match, we need to weigh them in. So now you would just click to the weighing tab. And you can see on the left-hand side in the red, they're in peg order here. Yeah. So as you walk around, they're going to be in peg order. So you get to Doug first. So if you click his name, there you go. So if you put a weight in there again now.
I'm guessing this is a lot easier when you're on a phone than what it is a computer.
Well, I'm going to show you both ways now. So if you're doing it on the phone on the bank, the interface is easy. We've made it so it works better on a phone. If you're going to do the results when you get home, which I know a lot of people do, I'll show you another way in a minute, which is much quicker to do that. Cool. But yeah, if you're just doing it multiple weights on the bank, you tap the weights, and you can see it's just going to, another box will appear, and you can see it's add those multiple weights for you. Let's pretend as you just said, you scored it on paper on the day. Just for ease, you weren't comfortable doing this yet. And when you got back, you wanted to add multiple anglers. You can see the option called bulk and offline entry. So if you click that and click export weigh-ins, that's just going to say take a second to process it. What this is going to do is give you everything you've added so far on a spreadsheet. Okay. So you can do it really quickly on a spreadsheet where you've got multiple weights, and then you can import it in one go without having to kind of go through each individual thing on the platform. So this bit takes a little minute. So open weighing sheets. Cool. So now you can bulk change everything in here. So if you add the weights to the other anglers. And as we said, it's horse, and you can just tap the number in there. I mean, you don't need to use that drop down if you don't want. And it's horses for courses. Like if you're doing it on the bank, the interface is a lot quicker. It's because you kind of, as you get to each angler, you're not as rushed doing it. But if you get home, I know many of the organisers love this. So we've added our anglers here. So go back to, you don't need to save or do anything now. Go back to hot fishing. Scroll down a little bit. Click import weigh-ins, and that's just going to bring it all back in.
Oh, just like that. Nothing. Don't need to save anything anywhere. It's just
saving it. Import weigh-ins. It lets you just kind of sense check them all, and they're done. So if you click the weigh-in tab again now,
wow.
You'll see
impressive.
That. So you can see that they're in peg order. You can see you can filter and click sort by weights. And what that lets you, I mean, they're already in weight order, but that lets you as the organizer sense check it before you make anything public. Do you know what I mean? Just to make sure your maths is right before anybody else sees it.
You do all the maths. That's what I love about it.
Yeah, exactly. There's enough pressure organising at the end of the match without having to worry about all those calculations. So hopefully this is going to take some of that effort. And as I keep saying, the first few times you're probably a bit clunky doing it, but I think once you've done it 2 times, it's pretty intuitive, and you'll be able to make it a lot quicker through the end. Okay, so now we want to share the results. So if you just scroll across again to publish results, and you can see we've got 2 statuses here. You can publish in latest or final. I always suggest leave it in latest results for a while, because if you got something wrong, if someone moans about something, you need to change it, you can just go through and make the changes. Then after a couple of days, once everybody's seen it, everyone's happy, you can finalize it and no one can go through and change anything or kind of deal with any monkey business about results. So if you click publish results and then publish results,
view results.
Yeah. This has now created a public facing profile of that match. I mean, a lot of people will have seen these around the internet. And you can see on here, nice and organized. That's all the details for your match. And you can see, you can click and see if it's a league with points, you can see they're in points order. You can see there's a weight leaderboard. If we'd have created sections, there'd be tabs for all the different sections. So it automatically splits out all the details for you. You can see that you're on the tab for this individual match, and you can see to the left of that, there's one called the league results.
Ah, that one.
Cool. So this will automatically update the league results for you and the points based on how we created those rules at the start. Cool, there you go. So it shows match 1, the points, and it does the total weight for you as well, and that'll just keep cumulatively filling out.
Brilliant.
You can see as well where we created that match in the future, that's appearing there as well. So as you add the new matches, they'll just keep appearing on there. So if you click that match 2, we haven't scored anything on here yet, so there's obviously not going to be a results table. But it shows you the details of those match. Hi, Chris.
Sorry.
So you can see that if it's a future match, it shows you the details of that upcoming match. So you can share this with your anglers. They can either click on here and see where the details of the match are. You can click and it will go through to that match and see it. You can see that each venue, you can see where it says Cheshire Oaks Fishery. There's a link on that. Every venue has its own profile page on here. So every match that's been scored at that venue will pull through to here. So you can see, you can start to research venues from across the country, see what's going on. So here you can see the venue. If you click scheduled matches, you can see the upcoming matches at that venue, match results, if there have been any results at that venue yet. There haven't yet been any. But you can see here for every venue now across the country, if you've got something coming up there, you can go and do some research. You can see if your peg been doing well that you've drawn and stuff like that. So it's as well as making life easier for the organisers, I think for the anglers as well as a research tool, it's really useful.
Definitely.
So let me just show a couple of things that the anglers get now as well. So if you click onto your match 1 again.
Match 1.
You can see that some of those anglers have got sponsor next to their name. So anglers do not need to create an account to use hot fishing. You as an organiser add their names and it's about making your life easier. But if the anglers think, this is pretty cool, I'd like to get a little bit more involved, they can choose to claim an account if they want. And if they do that, they can update their details. And then whenever they're added to matches, it pulls through to their account. So if you click Doug Robinson, because I know he has been a very good man and how he's filled his account. Like all anglers get their own account as well. So if you don't claim your account, nothing shows on here. Like generally, like we don't show anything you don't want to. You as the angler have to claim an account and choose if you want to show your matches, any contact details. So you're in full control. But you can see Doug here, he has added his profile image, he's added his sponsor, his contact details. If you click scheduled matches, he's chose to show any future matches he's in. And you can see you've got a list view, you've got a grid view, if you click on that as well. So you can choose how you want to see it, or you can have a map view as well, and it shows you all the different locations around the country your matches are going to be at.
I was really coming out his way, coming to fish Cheshire Lakes.
Yeah, we'll take you out of this, Doug, if you're watching. If you click match results as well, it shows you his match results. And it's probably worth showing as well. If you click the list view, actually, it'll probably be more useful. For, cool. You can see all his matches there. And Doug just probably keeps this for himself. It's nice for him to keep his season results together, whereas some of the sponsored anglers, some of the higher level anglers might use this as a promotional tool as well. So use it how you want. Does that all make sense?
Yes. I think it's really user friendly, and you've got loads of pop-ups coming up to assist you, you know, if you get stuck down the line. I think it's really useful, but I think it's self-explanatory as well. I'm sure if I make a mistake, I could easily rectify it myself by playing about with a few buttons.
Exactly. There are also, you can see in the top now, there's also guides everywhere. There's so many mini guides of me just doing 2-3 minute videos. If you're stuck on one particular bit, a screen share like this showing you how to do that specific thing. And if you really get stuck, just ping me a message and I'll help you out. I want everybody to succeed, so I'm here to help as much as you need. Brilliant, Emma. Thank you so much for that. I hope people find that useful to kind of go through it with somebody and see how easy it is. So we'll look forward to seeing your ladies' leagues in the coming months.
Can't wait. Not long to go.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot, Emma.
Thank you.
Thank you,
John.